Hi Gemini, hey, welcome to your November Psychic Tarot reading with me. My name's Chris and I'm with Psychic Insights channel. So guys, Gemini, this is your November reading. We are using 4 cards from the Morgan Greer deck and 4 as clarifiers from the Rider-Waite. Now, if 2 cards turn up the same, and they haven't yet in my reading, so we'll just have to wait and see, that means the message is even more poignant. I also work with psychic messages throughout the reading, so let's get into it and see what turns up. This is for Gemini for November. 6 of Wands, the 6 of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Chariot. That's from that deck. Now let's see what your next cards will be, and don't worry, I will move the camera so that we can see the cards clearly. Gemini. Well, finally it has happened. The 6 of Swords, you've got 2 of them. The 5 of Cups, the 10 of Rods, and the Tower. Let me move this back so we can see what we are looking at. So we have for you guys 2 major arcanas here on together, locked in together. We have 2 swords, 1 pentacle, and 2 wands. So let's start on the left hand side of the reading with that 6 of wands and see what he is referring to. Wow, actually, so 3 6s in a row. Okay, so your 6 is going to be really important for you for the month. So whatever the 6 will mean, it could be something to do that happens on or around the 6th, or the date will have a 6 in it, or time-wise we could be looking at whatever it is, projects you have in mind, or something that has started could take 6 weeks or months to eventuate. Or there could be 6 people involved. If you get my drift, you will be able to connect with it at your own level. But that's quite nice synchronistic reading with energies there. So the 6 of Wands is about success and victory. It's a good card to start the month off with. I quite often think of it for times when people are sitting things like exams and they get their results back and they find that they have achieved their goal and made success. Now quite often it's called the ego card because it's all about yourself and, you know, riding the wave of victory and valor and heightened pleasures and feeling sated in life. But we see behind us that there were other people helping in the situation get us to where we got to. So I think it's important to pay respect to other people and acknowledge them on your journey of life, especially if there have been helpers extramurally or within the family members that have given you either physical, emotional or mental backup and helped your journey along the way. And the reiteration of it down here is this card, which is your sort of confirming card or your clarifier. The 6 of Swords is, again, we talk about definitely people because there's 3 of them in the boat. Half of 6 is 3, so there's something in the 3 as well probably. He's moving those people with him into smoother waters. So that card represents both metaphysical and physical journeys of life, and it's about leaving behind challenges at whatever level and finding yourself going into smoother waters and finding more success. So those 2 work really, really well together. 6 is boded as a good number in life. It's kind of like a number of harmony and families and nurturing and holistic values, if you like. So you've got plenty of that going on in the month. That number 6 of Swords, which I'm duplicating the messages for these cards, and it's really lovely that they sit connected like that, is often about travel, and it can be travel by sea as well. So some of you may be making a journey or a trip by sea or oversea for various reasons. Some of it can be for holiday and pleasure, and you definitely take other people with you, at least one other if not more, could be family members. And sometimes the trip is more metaphorical or allegorical in terms of the fact that it's an emotional trip, and as I said, you're leaving behind turmoil and moving into smoother waters. Now sometimes this can be around when people are leaving home or their hometown to go and live somewhere new, and it can be for many reasons. It can be because something wasn't working for you before, or you have had a new opportunity, which is again akin to this card. You have had a new opportunity presented to you which will in fact be better for you. You might be leaving to move overseas or to a different part of your country to uplift a new career opportunity or a new direction in your personal life that involves your family members as well, but overall it's quite successful. And then this clarifying card down here is the Five of Cups. Now the Five of Cups is feeling that that you're moving away from something and you're a wee bit sad about it, because you may have put a lot of time and effort into this project or these people that you feel you're leaving behind. But you didn't leave on your own. And again, we see 2 cups still standing here. We see 3 down there. So 3 and 2 is playing a part. Are you taking 2 people with you, or possibly 3, and you're leaving some people behind? Now these are possibly family members, such as either brothers and sisters, or maybe a sibling, or your children who might be growing, or perhaps it was a separation at some point and you're leaving behind children because you have to go and work in a different area. But whatever reason you take part of them with you, you are moving forward onto this more positive journey of growth and insight and learning and change, and in all directions. So yes, there can be a degree of sadness when we leave behind certain things, and we leave sometimes with trepidation because we're unsure about where we're headed. But if we look forward instead of looking back, we see the magnificence of where we are headed and the more calm journey. Remember this beautiful saying. It's really powerful. It's quite simple, but it's very good. There is no future in the past. And if we could learn to live with that more and look forward, then we would all find our futures shinier and brighter. And speaking of that, we come to your next card, the Knight of Pentacles, and he is looking into the future. So he is suggestively thinking about finances, career, money, and your obligations around that realm of life. He can sometimes turn up when there is literally a new offer for your job, or promotion within a job. Some of you may be thinking of putting your CV out there. And again, I don't know why, but I'm thinking of the number 5. So whether or not you might be applying for 5 jobs, or there will be other people vying for this similar type of attention. So you'll have to have your best foot forward and represent and present yourself in the best possible plausible manner. You might have to see 5 people about something, or an interview that has the number 5 within it somehow. But the Knight of Pentacles is a good sign. It's a good positive omen that there is action and activity around your financial sector in whatever way your financial life is being played out. So look for new opportunities, engage yourself in moving forward, have new thoughts and paradigms, uplift new possibilities on investments or how to manage your money, things like that. The 10 down here, the clarifier, is definitely the end of old cycles. So there is something about a new cycle coming in there for the way you deal with your money, or how your finances are driven and how things happen. This card generally tells us that you've been working long and hard on a project and that you've gathered everything together and done really well, but that it may have been a burden and quite taxing, and literally it can kind of burn you out, and you sort of say, right, I've done all that, I've either got my university degree, or I've become certified in this particular area, or I've done this whole creative realm in my life, I'm now ready to move into the next jump. And that's where you're headed. And with that is often you leave behind something. So we're getting a lot of messages here, especially in this bottom line, that you leave behind things, because this is about endings and the number 10's endings. You're leaving things behind here, and the Tower is also about that. And we're also talking about moving forward as well, because obviously to leave something behind, you're moving forward. The Chariot, one of your major arcana cards, a magical card in many ways. It deals with a lot of different levels of our psyche. It's the card of interpretation of the physical and the spiritual combining together, of the subconscious and the conscious, of the parallels of different dimensions, if you like, timelines and all sorts of stuff. We have here black and white, we have the male masculine energy of the man, and yet we have the feminine type draperies. We have the ecliptical moons. So the Chariot could represent energies or things that started to happen when the eclipses were in, that are pushing you to drive forward. And I note that we have this sun in the sky next to this, which tells me that it possibly was around September, or that you had some kind of surge of new energy or thoughts or desires in and around the eclipses that are spurring you on. The Chariot talks about the ability to harness your strength and move yourself forward out of a rut, if you like, and to have understood at a higher level galactic information about esoteric knowledge or esoteric knowledge of the universe, and harnessing it for your better use. It can also refer to travel, because that is a chariot with wheels. So sometimes this refers to road travel. Now, some of you might be literally going on a driving trip or a driving holiday, or even is this your move? If it wasn't across or had to do with sea, it might have been driving away somewhere to somewhere new. So I do see movement for you guys, or for some of you this will be more pertinent than others, and some of you I see a shift of house, because this can also represent shifting house. So you might be selling a property. This might be what your financial implication is about there, and they're coming to the end of a cycle here. You might be actually selling something up to move on, and it could be a business as well. Some of you might even be purchasing a new car, or there might be issues around your car, so you might be spending money on it unexpectedly in November. Your clarifying card for the Chariot is the Tower. So the Tower shows us abrupt change can be coming, and unexpected, but usually for the better, because whatever it was you were doing wasn't set on firm foundations. And this leads us to, the higher we build our tower, the less firm it is, and the more likely it will topple. It often has to do with relationships, and sometimes around work. So there can be this whole shift in your paradigm and where you're headed. And I do feel that you have very much a reading about moving on, leaving stuff behind, and shifting into the newness. These two cards bode the whole new direction in life, and it's interesting that they come towards the end of this November reading, suggesting that as you move into December, you will be preparing yourself to head into the new year of 2017, and for some of you it's going to be quite a different direction than where you've previously been. So because these are major arcana cards, it tells us that this is a relatively significant change that you're making in your physical direction, as well as your emotional and spiritual direction. So each one of you will feel this shift or change at a different level, and it depends on where your focus is, or what's driving you most, or where your passions are taking you, as to which particular direction you're headed. I definitely feel water's involved, and I feel travel for a lot of you guys, for a lot of you Geminis. So an interesting month with plenty of activity and plenty of movement. So let's finish here and see what the last card is going to be for you. So we will see what last message you're going to be delivered for Gemini for November. New partner. This new partner and newness is definitely a key word for the month of November. So this card exudes the beautiful, soft and gentle energies of the pinks and purples. And I will read the words out for you for what they mean. A chance meeting is no mistake. It's a divinely orchestrated as a catalyst. It is divinely orchestrated as a catalyst to set the wheels in motion for the fruition of your prayers. Pay careful attention to the new people we send into your life. You will recognize them by your sense of familiarity, comfort, and safety. So there's no doubt that change was, a huge message right from the beginning, paramount for you, and possibly new people. This card represents romantic relationships, so some of you could be finding a new love of your life, could be a very deep and passionate one, so like a soulmate energy. Others, it could be new pets coming into your life, so if you have lost a pet in the last couple of months and been grieving over that, some of you might be about ready to take a new pet into your home, a dog, a cat, or rabbit, or even bigger animals, maybe even like sheep or something. Or a horse. There's the possibility too that the new partner represents new business partnerships, because this card also manifests that. So it's the talking about the divinely orchestrated timing in your life, being sent at that higher level of these wonderful new people who will help you format and structure the joy, happiness, and prosperity in your life as you move forward. So it's a glorious card to receive. I mean, the colours alone are, I don't know what it is, it just grabs me. It's just so etheric, the colouring, and it's so gentle, but at the same time quite powerfully positive. So hey guys, thank you very much for all listening. You've had quite a poignant reading and quite strong about what it's telling you, but November is set to be one to head you forward as we move into 2017. So thank you all for subbing, liking and commenting. I really appreciate you all. It's you guys that create the creativity for this channel and for the videos to be made and the messages to be put forward. So have a wonderful November wherever you are. Take care, but have fun, much laughter and love. Namaste.